Hello and welcome to Stonehaven Model Railway. I'm Mark. Today's video is just going to be about some recent work I've done on a layout. It's a bit of scenery work. I've had lots of thoughts and ideas of what to do about the area, and I finally decided and got around to what I was going to do, and I've got around to doing it. So let's go and take a look at what I've done, and I'll see you at the end. Right, so I'm back in the railway room. There you go. Just before I start, please excuse any banging noises and clanging about, etc, etc. Unfortunately next door, well I say unfortunately, it's not unfortunately for them, but unfortunately next door, someone bought the property and they are renovating it, and they've come today and they're making a bit of noise, so please excuse the background noise while I'm filming this. But yeah, anyway, I've decided that the hill what was here in this area here I didn't like. I've been umming and ahhing over it for ages over what to do. Wasn't really happy with it. It just was beginning to not look natural to me. So I thought I decided that I'd change it. I've been having lots and lots of thoughts over what to do, whether to, go for the same sort of thing but maybe lower, or maybe just make the ground a bit uneven. But I've decided after lots of thoughts that I'm just going to keep it level, because I think it'll look more natural level when you fit, like it would when you fit in with the rest. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to grass this little area all over so it matches down there in colour. I hope there will be some slight variation in it, because you've got to have some slight variation, because obviously this area here is where the creamery is, so obviously you've got to bear in mind this is in front of the creamery. But I'm thinking of possibly making this a grazing area for cows or sheep, so the dairy or creamery would have its own animals, or not many, but a few of its own. So that's my sort of plans. So I just want to show you what I do. I know you've seen me grass before, but I just thought I'd show you this transforming. As you see, I've already masked the track with masking tape. It's duct tape, hence why it's green. But it's to protect the track more than anything, to stop the grass going on there. Also, while I'm here, my brother David has finished the gate off. So the gate is now temporary across the private side in here. I've still got to wire it in. I haven't wired it in at the moment. And in fact, I'll probably take it out, because I can take it out at the moment. Well, I can take it in even when it's wired in, I can take it out. So I'll probably take it out so I don't get grass all over that as well. But yeah, at some point I'm going to wire it in. I'll probably wire it in afterwards, so you might have to see that either later on or in another video. But he's finally worked out. Well, I say finally, he knew roughly what he was doing, but he had a few problems getting the speed, adjusting the speed, etc., as I understand. But yeah, it's all done. So basically the mounting underneath of the servo motor is screwed in, so it just really needs me to wire it, and then it'll be working. So obviously there'll be another switch to go on this little control panel with the isolators. That's the two for the sidings in the goods yard, and that one there is for the loco in the private siding. But as I say, you'll probably see that working later on at some point. But just like to thank my brother David, if you're watching, very, very much for that. Really do appreciate it. I like all your work, especially as you've done all the signals as well. So yeah, anyway, without further ado, we'll stop the waffling, and you can see me grassing this area up. Brushing the water. That's always a tip, guys and girls, as well. Have a brush of warm water to put, not brush, a jar of warm water, so you can put your brush in so that the glue doesn't stick to it. Just wipe this a bit so we get the glue off. And top back on it. And now I'll also have kitchen towel handy as well. I mean, I've got a bit of the masking tape there, but I've got a little bit on the grass there, but we'll wipe that off, and that was just a bit lucky enough. That's some masking tape, so it don't really matter. Right, let's get some glue on. You bear with me. A little bit charging that. Oh, this is the WWS 2mm spring I'm using as a base layer. I tend to use the spring as my base layer in the 2mm size, because 2mm you don't want it too long, and it's a nice light colour, and as you add the layers it will darken it and vary it to whatever you want. But I always use 2mm spring, preferably WWS. And just for Mark from Model Railway Fantasia, I shall try and keep the dog clip, well, I should have elastic banded it, but I haven't, but you need to keep it near the hopper, the end, so it completes the circuit and it falls out and the grass stands up. So let's have a go getting this done so we can get the grass to stand up. This will now stand up. As you see, you're moving it around all the time, not keeping it still. And that way try and give it a even coverage with the static grass as well. And it should be standing up. I mean, I don't know if you can see this on camera or not, but it should be. That should be moving around all the time, and that should be staying on there and standing upright. So we'll turn that off. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to let that dry a bit. I mean, it won't dry a lot, but I'll let the glue go off just for a few seconds. Well, so a bit more than that. And then I'll make sure it's stuck, and I can hoover up the excess around, and then I can come back to you and build up the layers. So I'm just having a quick look at the screen, see if it stands up. If you can see it standing up or not. 2mm is very hard to see if it's standing up. I think it is. It's very, very hard to tell. It does look a bit flat, I must admit. Don't know why, because the glue is there. It's some proper basing glue as well, so it should be. No, I ain't got the best eyes, but hopefully it is. I don't know, zooming in will probably muck it around. I'll see if I can just zoom in a little bit. Maybe a little bit more. Hopefully you can see that it is standing up. It's hard to tell, but anyway, we'll leave it there, and I'll come back to you while I'm building up layers, and you can see that. Right, everyone, I'm back again. As you can see, I've now built up a couple of layers on there. So just to go over it again, I've used WWS products because I find they're really good products and they seem to work for me, for my graphs. I want to do my static graphs. So let's say I've used a 2mm stummer, and I've used a bit of 4mm patchy grass and the 4mm muddy grass. I say they're all from WWS, so big shout out to anyone from there who might happen to be watching this video at some point. They're great products, and I think they work really well. So I've used them before on the layout, used them on the hillside before, and I've got nothing wrong with them. Obviously, I'm not paid for this. Don't think I'm being paid. This is not paid promotion or anything like that. I'm not receiving any money or receiving any products for free. It's genuine from my findings and me buying the products myself and me using them. So yeah, as you can see, all right, it's not quite the same colour as further back, but it's a different shade. It blends in again. I think it's worked well. I don't know if you can also see, I'll point at the edges here and random places all along and over there, that side as well. I've used some flock type material of a darker green shade. This was in my late files room actually. I took all this, most of the spare Scenic materials out of there. Obviously, my brother, he can use them and have them anytime he wants because they were left to both of us as all part of the our inheritance from our poor late dad. But yeah, as I'm more advanced in my layout, Scenic wise, I've got them on, but I've put them on as well to make them sort of look like a bit of weeds, bits of weeds growing around the hedge, at the edge. Sorry, so I hope you think they're a bit more effective. I can zoom in a little bit for you. Hopefully this will. I'll try and do this gently. There you go. Hopefully you can see that the grass is standing up. It does look a bit flat in places, but from at eye level from the baseboard or just slightly above, as you're looking at a real person on there, it is standing up. I'll just zoom back out. Hopefully this can go gently and won't go too far. Oops, there we go. So yeah, I think that looks a lot better and a lot more natural than what it did before. What I'm going to do, I shall, obviously the gate's not in, you can't see this, I've just moved the camera. Obviously there you go, there's the hole for the gate. I've just put some more of that flocky type, green flocky type stuff around the hole to try and disguise it. Obviously because before I drilled the hole I took a bit of excess grass away from there, so hopefully apart from a tiny little patch there, I filled around the hole as best as I can as well. I can temporarily put the gate back in. Let's put that down the hole. So yeah, that's more around there. Right, there's a tiny lighter patch there. Move slightly away. Probably when the glue dries, that'll look a bit better. Obviously, the gate's not pushed right down. It's not connected to the servo or anything. But yeah, so that looks better. So we'll just take that out for a minute while we're letting the glue dry. I'll just go along here. Oh, excuse the shadow, but obviously it's dark now. It's early evening now, so it's darker. So yeah, as I showed you earlier, I put some flocky stuff along here as well to just make it look a bit more weedy along the edges. So hopefully you'll agree that looks a lot better. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to at some point either this evening or maybe later on after work. Well, not tonight, but I'm not working today obviously, but yeah, I'll be back at work again tomorrow, so maybe if I feel like it in the evenings after work, if I'm not too tired, I might do a little bit more on there if I don't do it tonight, and I'll show you that. But it's mainly I'm going to put some fencing around the edges and possibly some bit of briar patches that look like bushes to just tidy up any gaps in the fences. And I want to put the gate across this end as well, but I've got to actually build that. That's a scale model scenery kit where I've got to build them. or stick together and paint up. There you go. Anyway, I've waffled too much. I'll leave that there for you, and I'll hopefully see you again in a while. Right, so here we are a few days later. Unfortunately, obviously I've been at work, so I've had to do finish it off in bits and pieces, but it's not actually 100% finished yet, but it's mainly there. There's just at this end here I've got to make up a gate and a small bit of fence for there and a small bit of fence for there, and then I'll probably take some of the static grass off and put some mud or something there. But yeah, that's the only bit I've got to finish off. But as you can see, it's now, obviously this is doing in daylight, so you can see the colours in natural light. I'm quite pleased with it. I think it fits in much better. But yeah, what I've done basically, obviously as you can see, you've got all the fencing on, apart from that end, which I explained about. I've done some odd patches as well of some WWS autumn 4mm static grass. You should be able to see the, try not to move this too much, but there's various different shades in there. I've done that. I've also put some Woodland Scenic Spire patches in as well, and I've added a couple of bits of like wildflowers extra foliage. One I'll show you. I went to the Canterbury Model Railway exhibition yesterday, which was Sunday. It's Monday today. And whilst I was there, I happened to see some of these. So this is from Dow Scenics. They had a stand there. I don't know if it's Debris of War stand or a Dow Scenic stand, but anyway, that's where I picked them up from. As far as I know, they're made over here. And so that's some Bullalia. So that's Bullalia random foliage, and yeah, I've got a what we've got there. We've got the Meadowfield random as well. So they're the little flowers. So if I go in that, so that's those bits there and there. So I've just added that to break up the grass a bit and make it look a bit wildy. Because I'll possibly have a couple of cows in there as I'm making out the dairy, and a couple of cows as well, creamery. But yeah, anyway, waffling. So as you can see, it is now, say, apart from that end there, it is now finished. I also taken the gate. I still haven't wired the gate in. I've got to wire the gate in when I get a bit more time. But yeah, it's sort of 95% finished now. So I'll just go down here so you can have a look at that. I think it's much better. It's opened up the view a lot. It's got some variation in there, and it looks a bit more natural. Yes, I know it's another flat area, but to me it looks a bit more natural. Try not to make you guys and girls too dizzy, but I'll come round. There you go, there's the view from that end. The only thing I'm just wondering is whether to put a small apple tree or a fruit tree or some in there. The only thing is, I don't know if it'll block if I go down, because that's the view I like. I don't know, it'll probably block a bit of this view off, which is why I've left the trees out. I didn't want to put too any in there or too many. So guys and girls, if you can let me know in the comments below what your opinion is, whether I need to put an apple or another sort of fruit tree in there, or a small tree of some sort, or shall I just leave it as it is? I'm inclined to leave it as it is, but I'd like to know what you all think. So please let me know, as I say, let me know in the comments below. Right, so we'll leave this project here for now, and when I'll get more time, I'll finish it off and I'll show you another video. Oh, sorry, just one more thing, everyone. I just thought I'd show you with the walls and the dairy stroke creamery back in place, and obviously the gate temporary and wired in. So I'll just quickly show you this so you can get an idea of what it looks like. So there we go. Get down there for you. There's a view down there. As you can see, I think this fits in quite well. I'll give you a quick view from the other end. Sorry about the dodgy camera work, but I'm trying to give you all a view so you can see what it looks like. Probably not very good angle, but there you go. You can see what it looks like from there as well. And what we'll do, if you bear with me, try not to get this too jittery. Excuse my hand. Well, you probably can't see this now. Let's get the jumper out of the way. Sorry, I'm standing in the way there. Sorry, guys and girls, I'm trying to go down so you get a view from the signal box. It's not really showing up, I'm afraid. It's quite a quick look at the... No, you can't really see it, sorry. We'll forget that. Right, oh, and my fingers, excuse that. So there you go. Anyway, I'll leave that here. I just wanted to give you a quick view from a couple of views of everything back in place. Well, I do hope you enjoyed that, everyone. And thank you for watching it to the end. If indeed you have watched it to the end, hopefully you all have. And I hope you enjoyed that little bit of Scenic work. As I said, hopefully it's improved that area a lot, and you all like it. I think it certainly looks better anyway. But if you could please leave your comments below and let me know what you think, especially in regards to one or two trees, and your thoughts on that in that area. I'd greatly appreciate that. And there isn't much more for me to say apart from obviously thank you for watching. Thank you for all of my subscribers, both old and new, and those who have recently joined me. Very much appreciated. And if you could all like the video and comment below and hit that and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And also, if you could, I'd really appreciate if you could share the channel amongst your friends and that, so I can try and build the channel up a bit more. And that's really all there is to say, apart from thanks again for watching, and I'll hopefully see you all soon. Bye for now.